Hi, Elliot here from LA Photo Party with part 3 in customising your unique URLs. In the last video we looked at editing the default template with some basic HTML changes. In this video we will look at incorporating the HTML tags and scripts used by PPU with your own web page layouts. So let's head over to Event Manager. As before, to use the unique URL you need to make sure that they are enabled. Also, you will need to make sure that the Remove Photo Party branding is also checked to allow us to use the custom HTML features. As in the last video, HTML template should be checked so we have the text field for our code. As we are doing custom HTML, I haven't added a header or background image as these are in my custom template. I have just added the text as before and also the add this code and HTML. First thing to take a look at is the HTML tags we need. I recommend saving these to your PC. The same thing goes for the default template, as we will need to borrow a few lines of code from there later on. Okay, let's switch over to Dreamweaver. This is my HTML editor of choice. As you can see, I have already designed a layout for this. If you aren't familiar with creating your own templates in HTML, you can find templates online or use a service like Webflow, which is a visual web layout creator. On this layout, you'll see I've created containers and typed in the same tags that were used in the default layout that can be found on the sample file in Event Manager. This will be where the generated content is added. Here's a little tip for you. If you're using a service that creates a layout with external linked CSS styles, you can upload these to your Dropbox to host them. You just need to create the share link and then change the www to DL so that these can be accessed by your browser. First thing we need to do is grab the code for the linked scripts and styles from the tag document. Select and copy this section of code. Then paste it into your HTML before the closing head section tag. As we have set a background image in this layout already, and we are not using the background feature in Event Manager, I can safely delete this style. Now we'll go to the default HTML template and select the code and tags for the title, description, and the areas that generate Facebook links and thumbnails. Again, paste this into your layout, this time above any styles in the head section. Finally, we need to copy the code for the add this script. Again, we grab this from the tags document and we paste it into our layout above where we have the add this button tag. And that's all we need to do. Everything else is handled by PPU and Event Manager. So now we just select all this code, copy it to our clipboard and head back into Event Manager. We'll paste this code into your URL HTML template box. As before, click on Next, approve and send a test email and visit the link in the email. As you can see, it all works as it should and my custom page is displaying correctly with all the generated content. This method works great for layouts that aren't responsive in design, and as you can see here, my actual layout is responsive as everything scales except the sample images, and if I go too narrow, such as a phone display width, the images will go over my design. Whereas this version I've created here is fully responsive and the images scale as the browser width changes. So let's head back to our code to make these changes. First thing we need to do is remove the link to the styles as these control the gallery look and feel and aren't responsive. Also, we can remove the thumbnail size tag as we'll be defining our own sizes. As we have deleted the link to the styles, we need to add the ones we need back. Luckily, they are on the default HTML template, so we can just copy and paste these relevant ones that control the gallery from there and add these into the style section on our template. I want my thumbnails to be a maximum of 75% of the width of the container and no more than 400 pixels tall. That way we don't get the verticals being really big. As my images won't be sitting side by side, as they will be too big for that, I can remove this section too, as there's another frame attribute already above. On the frame images, I will increase the margins to 10 pixels and then delete the padding on the other frame style above. This will add the space between the pictures. Everything else is the same, so we can select all the code and copy. Back in Event Manager, we will replace the current code with this amended version and proceed as before to send a test email. The link in the email will be for this edited site, and as you can see it's fully responsive. And here's what it looks like on iPhone 6 phone in landscape. And here's a version of the phone in portrait mode. As well as creating sites from scratch, you can also create unique URLs using your existing website. Simply copy your source code from your website And then from your HTML editor, add the PPU HTML tags and required scripts in a similar fashion as previously with your code. I hope these videos have inspired you to create some great custom sites to stand out from the competition and to offer your clients something truly custom for them.